Hi, children. Good morning. This is Mr. Muzaffar presenting before you the fifth chapter of your English textbook. The name of the chapter is Quality. I have divided this chapter into three parts. I have already discussed with you two parts of this very chapter. Today, I am going to discuss with you the third part of this chapter. Okay. After a week, what happened? After a week, the narrator left for abroad. After a week, he left for abroad and he returned back after 1 year. And he returned back after 1 year. The first shop he visited after returning from abroad was Mr. Gessler's shop. Mr. Gessler's shop. Why? Because he was knowing him before, because his father was making shows from him. That's why he had a relation of him in his mind and in his heart. That's why he tried to visit to him. Now Mr. Gessler is 70 years old and he's unable to recognize him at first. Now he is unable to recognize him at first. Okay. Narrator again gives a huge order. Narrator again told him, just prepare 2-3 pairs of shoes for me. Mr. Gessler told him that you have to wait for a long time. You have to wait for a long time. Then only you can get good quality. He accepted. Narrator accepted because narrator was aware of his quality. He was aware of his quality. He was aware of his quality. After a week, while passing the little street in London, the narrator think to go in and tell Mr. Gessler that the boots are perfect. After 1 week, he was passing in his area. He was passing in his locality. He thought that he will go to him and he will tell him that the shoes that you have given me, they were perfect shoes. Okay, and tell Mr. Gessler that the boots are perfect. Boots are perfect. When he reached the place, the shop was the shop. When he reached the place where the shop was, the name plate is no longer there. The name plate was no longer there. Disturbed. He got disturbed. He goes into the shop and a young English face greets him. The narrator inquires him about Mr. Gessler and comes to know of younger Gessler's death. Upon hearing, the narrator is quite shocked. There was a white Englishman was there in the shop. He told him that where is the Gessler? He told him that he died. He told him he got shocked. The young Englishman explained to him. That Gessler died from starvation. He used to devote himself to making shoes. Starvation. Now we don't have anything. For eating. He used to devote himself to show making. He was only making shows. He was providing quality to the people. He was providing quality. Only few people were visiting to him, and it took him months to mend to prepare one shoe, and that definitely great problem to him. Now we don't have food for it. Now, even you don't have money for accommodation. Because big firms, big companies of the world, they are doing fancy advertisement with the help of the fancy advertisements. They got publicity. People used to bring shows from these big firms and big companies, and they have neglected they have avoided these small shoemakers, and what result is? That result is starvation. That result is no food. He used to devote himself to shoe making, so that he used to forget about everything else. That he must have one house. He must have other things as well. He had nothing now. All the money went in the rents. All the money he had, that went in the rents and leather, that went in the leather and okay, and rents. They all got agree that they all got agree that Gessler brothers were hard working, they were providing quality. This chapter is based on the commitment. This chapter is based on the commitment. The work you have, you must render that work with dedication and positive attitude. That will help you to go ahead. That will help you to go ahead. You must be loyal to your work, whatever you are getting from your work, but you must be loyal to that. You must be determined to that. You must be strong to that. Then only you can move ahead and you can make your life happy and prosperous. But here you have learned this. They were commitment. They have a commitment towards their work. They have a commitment towards their work. They were not. They were not. They were not. They were not battering the people by providing false qualities to them. They were providing good qualities to them. Hope you understood this. Tomorrow I am going to provide question and answers of this chapter. Thank you. Have a beautiful and colorful day.